Welcome back to STARR, Startling Tales about Radical Responsibility. And today's tale is about making a distinction between the space holding that you've seen demonstrated in school and the space holding that is needed for evolution and creating possibility. And I'm having this conversation because after spending 14 to 18 years in school, it's possible that the learning path offered by school went into you as this is how learning goes, and this is how practice goes. However, there's a true difference in the result that it creates. And if you think about school, it's so clear that school, the wish for school is to create a controllable result. So it's to have people at the end that you know who they are so that you can control them. And in this case is corporation can control them. They can be good employees and have lost their sense of self, their center, their authority, access to their own resources. And one of the very powerful ways to do that is to have a linear and defended type of learning that applies similarly to everybody. So everybody has to be learning the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. And what they're learning is the teacher controls what is being learned and what is being discovered. And that form of learning creates the results of controllable individuals at the end, or actually a mass. So when you think about evolution, holding space for evolution, you're basically holding space for potential. But the thing is, you don't know, as a space holder, like I don't know what is the potential of each person who comes into my space. I can scan for it and I can see parts of it, but the way it's going to show up, the way they want it to move, for their potential to move their life, that is so up to each person. So then as a space holder, how do I hold space if I don't get to control the outcome? Well, what you get to do as a space holder is that you're holding space for the joy of discovering, you're holding space for the joy of the people discovering their potential. So really the main tools, like the main let's say tools that you're using as a space holder are kind of these two things. One is you're putting cracks into the common assumptions, the common stories, the belief, the thoughtware, the old thoughtware. So it's putting cracks in people's boxes, but in a way you're throwing out so many little cracking possibilities. You don't get to know which box is going to crack when. So you don't even know if what you say is going to crack open something now or in an hour or in a week or in 10 years. So that's one, is you're putting crack into the solidity of assumptions and stories and old thoughtware. And the other thing that you're doing is you're opening wild doors to territories that people might have never thought of before. So it's like this volcano of and have you explored this, and did you know about this, and did you know that this is possible, and this is how you go here, and this is the skill that if you want to go there, this is the skill that you need, and this is how you would practice this skill, and what about this, and look over there. But when you're holding space, you're doing this so generously, and it's sort of abundantly pouring out of you from the source that it's like this firework of doors for evolution, and you're creating a space of liquid state enough that every person gets to choose, consciously or unconsciously, which crack they will let their box, open up for the light to come in, and which place of exploration they want to go into next. So that's your job. As the space holder, you're this interface between the space that has potential, the space itself has potential, and the person, each person in space has also potential. So you're connected with those potentials, and you're also connected with the source. So your own potential, your archetypal lineage, your bright principles, Gaia, the void, the unknown, these archetypal forces. And your job is to, like, your mind is so slow. In a way, the mind is so slow to capture the multidimensional web weaving, these multi-system, like each person is this multi-system that's in movement all the time. The mind is too slow to capture, okay, this person is this now, and now they need this, and I'm going to say this. That would be the school space holding. It's slow and predictable and linear. So the point is, you put your mind in your box on the side so that the flow, the source itself can, for me, it looks like this. It's like the source itself wants to empower the source to come through other people. And it has an intelligence that comes out of your 5 bodies, and that moves in unpredictable ways. And so that doesn't mean like what you're saying is not grounded in reality, because it is. But the motivation, like the purpose of your space holding, comes from a joy of exploration instead of a fixation on an outcome. And that maybe is the biggest difference. So that means whether you're a space holder for a space or you're a participant in a space, not everything that you say as a space holder or you hear as a participant is for you. You don't need to understand everything, because this is not school. You're not going to be graded on what is being said. What is being shared and said and practiced, and said also not just through words but through intention, energetic movements, care for the space, quality of the space, purpose of the space. All of these information will touch parts of you that you might not even be aware of, both as a space holder and as a participant. So it's this journey of, that's why as a space holder, the necessity for you to also be in a liquid state, because what you might say might touch part of you that awakens discovery that you didn't even know you wanted to go discover. So this is what's happening for me while I'm making this video. And I want to say, this joy of discovery is also, it's not always necessarily this pink bubble of we're learning a ton of stuff. Sometimes it can be very confronting, and it can be really painful to realize of an old behavior that has been controlling, your life. And so there's this, the holding space for the evolution is also willing to hold space for things to die, or things to be seen, or things for the pain to, meaning the anger, the sadness, the fear, and the joy, to be revealed as forces for people's next step. And when people pop, you can't predict when people pop, but your job as a space holder is to keep holding space for people going liquid and just discovering and choosing their own path, and staying close to them and saying, let's go explore together, or you go explore, you find a team to go explore that. Yeah, the difference between the learning that we've got from school and a nonlinear, unpredictable, chaotic space holding that's crucial for evolution, but also life and connection and love happening when we are unique individuals, and at the same time have resonant desire for exploration and love.